This is the Insta360 Pro 2, the ultimate tool for professional VR filmmaking. Using 6 lenses, the Pro 2 covers every angle and captures 2 8K videos simultaneously. Together, they create immersive, lifelike experiences. 60 and 120 frame per second modes keep action smooth. New in-camera HDR means that lighting stays natural, even when conditions vary in every direction. For the first time ever in VR, you can get the dynamic, moving shots that filmmakers rely on to tell a good story.
The Pro 2 hits this kind of holy grail of image quality, resolution, small form factor, and stabilization. There's just no one else doing it.
New flow state stabilization revolutionizes VR filmmaking. Gimbal quality stabilization, no gear, and no post-production hassle.
If your footage isn't perfectly smooth, your viewers are going to get sick. But if you use a bulky gimbal system, you're going to end up ruining your shot. Stabilization is such a big deal for VR that I haven't been using much motion up until now.
For us, flow state changes everything. We shoot from the drone, we shoot from the dollies, we shoot from the real cars, from the boats. You cannot mount any kind of stabilization on that because it's really bulky and it's going to be in a shot. For Pro 2, you just need the camera itself and the tripod.
Shooting in 360 creates a challenge. How do you direct your shot when you can't be on set? The Pro 2 solves this with all new far sight technology.
And unless you're going to have a bunch of people lining up behind a tree or having people hiding behind cars, live monitoring is just the obvious solution. It's just what you do.
High res, low latency, long range. The Farsight live monitoring system lets you stay in control from afar, whether you're shooting on the ground or in the sky. The Pro 2 uses 6 micro SD cards to record at 120 megabits per second per lens, preserving detail and maximizing image quality. Insta360's integration with Adobe Premiere Pro makes VR post-production as straightforward as a traditional video workflow. For every video you shoot, the Pro 2 saves a low-res proxy that's tailor-made for easy editing in Adobe Premiere Pro. There's no stitching needed before you start your edit. Just import your footage straight from the camera and go.
Content creators have invested a lot of their time and energy in learning the software and understanding how to tell stories. The idea is, do not get in their way. Try to facilitate the storytelling as best as you possibly can. So what I love about this approach is that you're only stitching and moving the assets you absolutely need to move through the pipeline. In my mind, it just makes content creation easier. I think it's going to save people tons of time and let them focus on what they do best, which is tell stories.
New iLog mode increases dynamic range and gives you maximum room for coloring in post. With Crystal View, you can deliver what you actually shot without wasting a pixel.
The promise of dynamic playback systems is that it focuses the 8K experience into the view within which the user is viewing. So it doesn't try to render all the way around their head in a spherical world. It makes for a much better experience for the user as we wait for the technology to catch up. When you're in VR, that kind of fidelity allows you to see the distance in front of you at scale and feel like you're really in the scene. And I think that's really critically important.
One click to convert your footage into a proprietary format that's ready to play back in full 8K on Oculus Go, Gear VR, iPhone, and Android. From capture to editing to delivery, the Insta360 Pro 2 gives you the tools you need to set the standards for VR filmmaking.